Once upon a time in the heart of Africa, where the rivers whispered secrets and the forest sang the songs of warriors past, a child was born beneath the stars. His cry echoed not just in the ears of his mother, but in the spirit of a nation yearning for freedom. His name was Patrice Émery Lumumba. And this, my friend, is not just a story. It's a calling. They said he was just another village boy. But village boys can carry the thunder of kings. Patrice grew up watching colonial masters rule with iron fists and empty promises. He watched his people bend like reeds, silent, broken, but never destroyed. He wasn't born with gold. He had no royal blood. But what he had was vision. In school, he devoured knowledge like a starving lion. French, philosophy, poetry. He mastered the language of his oppressors, not to imitate them, but to challenge them, to confront them, to outwit them. He believed that a man's mind could be sharper than a machete. He spoke, and fire leapt from his tongue. When Lumumba opened his mouth, people listened, not because he shouted, but because his truth was loud. He saw a Congo that could rise, not with chains, but with pride, not with fear, but with freedom. He didn't just want change, he was change. Like a drum beat before war, his words stirred the people. He told them, the Congo does not belong to foreigners. It belongs to Congolese hands, Congolese dreams, Congolese souls. And the people believed. 1958. The tide was rising. Patrice founded the MNC party, Mouvement National Congolais, and like a flame in dry grass, the movement spread. He was arrested, beaten, mocked, but you see, even a lion in chains is still a lion. And then, history turned. June 30th, 1960, the Congo won independence. And on that day, under Belgian eyes and trembling hands, Patrice Lumumba became the first prime minister of a free Congo. But when he stood to speak, what he said would echo forever. Most expected him to thank Belgium, to bow, to say, "Yes, Massa, thank you, Massa." But Lumumba stood tall. He looked them in the eye and said, "We are no longer your monkeys. We have known pain, humiliation, forced labor, stolen land, but we rise today not with hatred, but with dignity." Gasps filled the room. Cameras rolled. History was made. Some say it was the most dangerous speech ever spoken by an African leader. Because in that moment, Lumumba didn't just free his people, he declared war on colonial pride. But freedom has a price. The same hands that once controlled Congo's rubber, copper, and gold still wanted control. The West feared Lumumba's mind. They painted him a communist, a rebel, a danger. But he was only dangerous because he believed in something bigger than fear. He believed in his people. His political enemies, Mobutu, Kasavubu, were given money, guns, promises. The house was divided. And when a house is divided, vultures gather. They captured him like a thief, humiliated him, tortured him. And on January 17, 1961, deep in Katanga, they ended his life with bullets and buried his body in acid so no monument could rise. But here's the thing. You can kill a man, but you can't kill a movement. Lumumba died at 35. But at 35, he gave more to Africa than many do in 90. Today, his name lives in poems, in protests, in classrooms, in freedom songs. He reminds us that youth is not a barrier to leadership, that truth is not always safe, that sometimes the loudest voice in the room is the one willing to die for what is right. He once said, "History will one day have its say, and it will not be the history taught in Brussels or Paris. It will be the history of a new Africa." At REHEEL Africa, we believe in telling the stories they tried to silence. Because when a young African hears of Lumumba's fire, they remember their own spark. So we ask you, Who was Patrice Lumumba? What did he die for? And what can you do with your voice, your mind, your mission? This is not the end. This is the beginning of your own story. Watch, learn, rise. Subscribe for more African icon stories.